President Joe Biden welcomed CEOs from the IT and automobile industries to the White House to discuss the $1.75 trillion Build Back Better plan. GM CEO Mary Barra and Ford CEO Jim Farley were both present at the conference. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, on the other hand, was not invited to the gathering. Despite the fact that Tesla is the leading electric vehicle manufacturer in the United States with a staggering 63% market share, the president has been ignoring the company. But why is it that the president continues to deny Tesla's existence? But first, if this is your first visit to our Smart Stocks Academy channel, please accept my warmest greetings. Hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell next to it. Be the first to know when a new video like this is released. So if you're ready, let's get to the topic. CNBC's Sarah Iskin asked Brian Deese, the White House director for the National Economic Council, why Tesla wasn't invited to the gathering. He reacted by claiming that all of the CEOs at the event were emphasizing things like investing in childcare or early education, both of which are current economic challenges, which is a wholly unrelated response designed to deflect attention away from the question. However, he goes on to explain that he wants the United States to be the area where the electric vehicle revolution is led in order to increase America's worldwide export market share and generate more good jobs, and that this isn't about any one firm in particular. Building the basis so that companies may invest in building automobiles, batteries, and other components to create decent jobs, he argues. That is exactly what Elon Musk is doing with Tesla, Sarah Eisen accurately points out, but Brian responds, well, we're looking at anyone who's investing and helping to position the United States to be a leader in the EV revolution. While they aren't considering Tesla, which is the only company that can already check all of the boxes because they are the market leader in the US. Actually, Volkswagen has around 1/5 of the market share in the US electric vehicle arena, and they're not even an American firm. Tesla has made significant investments in the United States, with various plants located across the country. They have a gigafactory in Nevada, where they have been producing batteries for the past 6 years. Since 2010, when they bought GM's fossil fuel car manufacturing plant after it went bankrupt, they've been building and assembling cars in Fremont, California. Moreover, Tesla operates a number of other facilities, including a gigafactory in Buffalo, New York, where it manufactures solar panels as well as components and electronics for superchargers. Tesla, of course, has the world's largest fast-charging network, with over 30,000 stations already in operation, and the company is working hard to expand the network even more, as well as offer it up to other automobile companies. The White House, on the other hand, has been entirely uninterested in the company, focusing instead on GM and Ford. It is definitely a mistake not to invite Tesla, which has been at the vanguard of the transition to electric vehicles for a far longer time than any other firm. Now, in this conference, with these CEOs seated around him, Biden speaks about clean energy production, adding, "You all are bringing manufacturing back to the United States," referring to the CEOs. A major breakthrough came last year when Mary Barra of GM and Jim Farley of Ford, two prominent labor leaders, indicated that they're heading to an all-electric future for vehicles. He continues later. So far though, this hasn't been the case. Last quarter, General Motors produced 26 electric vehicles, and Ford sold 27,140 electric vehicles in 2021. Tesla, on the other hand, delivered 308,000 electric vehicles worldwide in the fourth quarter alone, and 936,000 electric vehicles for the year, making it the car maker with the biggest number of electric vehicles in the world, 34 times higher than Ford's EV sales. The worrying issue for the US is that if you don't count Tesla, the US is losing the electric vehicle race horribly. Most other automakers in the world are moving far more quickly than GM and Ford. Volkswagen, for example, sold around 453,000 electric vehicles worldwide across all of its brands, including Porsche, Audi, and others. Despite producing 3/4 of its vehicle in Europe, Volkswagen has a market share of around 11% in the United States, trailing Tesla's 63%. Furthermore, companies like NIO in China are moving at breakneck speeds, much faster than Ford or GM, and they aren't hampered by their ties to the gas car industry. China pays attention to and favors its own automakers in order to strengthen them, whereas the United States ignores its top automaker. If foreign companies that do not produce all-electric cars want to operate in China, they must form a joint venture with a Chinese company. For example, GM has a joint venture with SAIC, a state-owned corporation. Tesla is the only foreign automaker having a factory in China that is entirely owned by them. While Joe Biden believes that manufacturing is returning to America through Ford and GM, it is crucial to remember that in this tremendous change from gas car production to electric vehicle manufacturing, EV manufacturing is also returning to the rest of the globe. It is a fiercely competitive market, and manufacturers who don't ramp up quickly enough will be quickly displaced by competitors from Europe, China, and Japan, among others. So it is not enough to say that Ford and General Motors are bringing back manufacturing if they're also losing the ICE business. If they actually want to bring manufacturing back to the US, they'll need electric car sales to outpace ICE vehicle sales, but GM and Ford is now declining significantly, with only Tesla gaining market share globally. It is also not enough for the president to claim that when GM and Ford announced an all-electric future, a true breakthrough had occurred. Perhaps the concept of electric vehicles has finally persuaded their obstinate management, which has been staunchly opposed to fossil fuels for years, but announcements alone do not constitute a breakthrough. These companies have made no technological advances that might be deemed breakthroughs, and they're also much behind the curve in terms of execution. GM has been the worst at implementing EVs, recalling all of their Bolt vehicles and selling only 26 EVs in the fourth quarter of last year. Furthermore, President Biden highlighted GM's new $7 billion investment in Michigan this week, with the goal of creating 4,000 jobs and boosting electric vehicle and battery manufacturing. This is part of General Motors' overarching strategy to create 1 million electric cars by 2025 and dethrone Tesla as the market leader in electric vehicle sales. However, it is becoming a running gag that GM and Ford continue to declare themselves as leader while Tesla is crushing them. Tesla sold nearly 1 million electric vehicles in 2021, and they plan to increase production by at least 50% in the coming years. Tesla could sell upward of 4 million cars by 2025 if current sales trends continue. So while it is excellent that GM has lofty goals to overtake Tesla with just 1 million vehicles, they should not be so ambitious that they set themselves up for failure. In addition, the Build Back Better plan includes $3.5 billion for converting US factories to electric or fuel cell vehicles. Additionally, Biden intends to fund the construction of 50,000 new charging stations. Of course, GM would like the free money and incentives to help them repurpose their plants, but Tesla already does all of this without government assistance, and Elon Musk has stated that Tesla does not require government funding and that the entire Build Back Better concept should be scrapped. Tesla is set to finish the construction of its Giga Texas facility. This factory will cost Tesla $10 billion over time, all of which will be spent in the United States, and it will produce over 20,000 direct employments and 100,000 indirect ones, all without any potential incentives from the Build Back Better plan. We also learned that Tesla's California factory is the most prolific in North America, producing more vehicles per week than any other automobile plant in 2021, averaging over 8,500 cars per week. Tesla automobiles are also the most built in the United States, surpassing Ford, which manufactures majority of its vehicles in Mexico. It is interesting that the US already has the best electric vehicle manufacturer in the world right here at home, but they're going out of their way to ignore anything Elon Musk says, and they're failing to support their winners and best chances of ever being competitive on a global scale. Why then is Biden ignoring Tesla? As you can see, only advocates of Biden's Build Back Better plan were invited to this gathering. Elon Musk has stated unequivocally that he opposes the idea, which he claims has hidden incentives such as assistance for gas stations. The Build Back Better plan is likely very important for Biden to show that he is competent and can get things done in order to be re-elected. So he only invited CEOs who will say whatever they need to get big incentives for their companies. Biden has often referred to companies like GM and Ford as labor leaders, implying that they back labor unions, which is crucial to him because the United Auto Workers has a lot of clout in Washington. While unions may have been beneficial when US automakers were monopolies or oligopolies in the 1970s, they are today a barrier to innovation. They've become anti-competitive, particularly if everyone's employment is extremely steady and a payment arrives every 2 weeks. And in that scenario, what is the purpose of improving? Well, Tesla, for example, is effectively fighting for its life as it is assaulted from all sides, necessitating significant innovation to make outstanding products. Elon Musk and Tesla have been acknowledged and respected by Ford CEO Jim Farley. In a recent interview with Yahoo Finance, he stated that Tesla is the most respectable automobile manufacturer and that he's blown away by their margins and how they have been able to make on the order of $10,000 each vehicle. He claimed this even before Tesla released their fourth quarter statistics this week, revealing that they had the highest margins in the business, indicating that electric automobiles may be more profitable than gas cars. Of course, not all electric vehicles are created equal. Tesla has successfully integrated a software component into their product, while other automakers are still underperforming in this area. Joe Biden, on the other hand, appears to be terrified of Tesla. Elon Musk has a lot of clout, especially on Twitter, and he is opposed to the government printing more money, especially when Tesla, the country's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, says that they do not need the Build Back Better plan incentives that are supposed to support their core product. Instead, Biden is merely supporting the labor unions. Furthermore, if GM and Ford needed a bailout in the future, it would be extremely embarrassing. So by assisting them, he is attempting to ensure that these businesses will survive the EV transition. When there is a huge paradigm shift in technology, the incumbent players have a history of not making it through unscathed. Take a look at Nokia or Motorola, which drastically reduced their product lines just a few years after Apple debuted the iPhone. Furthermore, GM CEO Barra stated at this event that EV credits do stimulate the market and that strong demand is critical. This is odd because most electric vehicle manufacturers are currently unable to meet demand. For everyone, the issue is supply, not demand. However, since they, along with Tesla, reached 200,000 car threshold, GM no longer receives EV credits. However, the Build Back Better proposal would include up to $12,500 in automobile credits, with around $4,500 going to union-made vehicles. Actually, GM stands to gain the most from EV credits because it is the only US automaker with both unions and plants in the United States, whereas Ford has unions but plants its Mustangs in Mexico. However, claiming that credits are required to boost demand is absurd, especially given that GM is only selling 26 vehicles. To exist, they require free money. Mary Barra also emphasizes the significance of expanding EV charging infrastructure, given that GM has nearly no chargers, as well as the importance of advanced manufacturing and battery manufacturing in the United States. Again, credits and incentives aren't required because Tesla has already built chargers, factories, and batteries in the United States without government assistance. The Build Back Better plan aims to spend nearly $2 trillion to improve the US economy's competitiveness. Elon Musk, on the other hand, is opposed to the proposal and has proved that Tesla can make the United States more competitive without creating all of this extra money, which has negative consequences such as increasing inflation. Instead, the bill is aimed at bolstering labor unions, which makes the economy less competitive. In a different context, entrepreneur and internet personality Gary Vee has analogized that if zoo animals were released into the wild, they would be finished within the first 10 seconds. The auto industry in the United States requires bailouts, incentives, and hand-holding because it does not appear to be capable of operating in a competitive market on its own. They have a severe lack of creativity, in part because union employment is relatively pleasant, implying that there is no external incentive to push for new ideas. While Joe Biden's father owned a Ford and Chevy dealership, he does not appear to be letting his personal feelings get in the way of leading the country. He may be attempting to win over legacy automakers, but Tesla now employs over 100,000 people and wields considerable power, particularly on social media. Instead of ignoring Tesla and making decisions that could cost the country trillions of dollars, he would be better off partnering with the world's largest automaker, which happens to be headquartered in the United States. So, do you believe the Rebuild Better plan should be approved? Why do you think the president continues to neglect Tesla and Elon Musk by refusing to invite them to a summit on electric vehicles, where Tesla is the US and global leader? And with that, today's video comes to an end. If you haven't already, hit the like button below to show your love and support for the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell next to it to be the first to know when a new video is posted. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and we hope you had a great time. We hope to see you again soon.